everyone, it's Pam from GlamJunkJournals, and today I would like to do a tutorial on what I am calling my file folder folio ephemera holder. And let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm kind of on a roll with making these, and they are so much fun. This is one that I made for the current journal that I'm working on, and I just love how they came out. So I created a couple tags to tuck in the front there, and it's tied with a gold ribbon, and I added some, Boho Sari trim. And what it does is it folds open, and I added a bunch more ephemera. You guys know how I love ephemera. And we have a couple pockets here, and then it opens up and has two more pockets here. And there is the back. And let me show you another one that I made just the other day also. And they're two totally different looks, but they're so much fun. I can't even stand it. It's so fun. And I clipped a little earring on the front of this one, and I tied it with some Sari silk ribbon, and added a bunch of envelopes and some more ephemera. And it's the same story here on the inside. Isn't that fun? Oh, so these are, like I said, so versatile. They can be tailored to any junk journal theme, any theme you got going on. So I'm going to move these out of the way, and we'll just get right into it. And I've got to say that I was inspired by Dawn over at the Book Vandal shop, and I'll put a link to the video in the description box. But I'm going to take this on a little different route than she did. And so let's just get started. Okay, so what you're going to need is you're going to need a file folder. And this is just your standard size file folder. And you're also going to need some scrapbook paper. And really, that's all you're going to need besides some glue. So what you want to start out with is, how long do you want your envelope file folder folio to be? So this one is, the first one I made is about 7 inches. And the second one that I created was a lot larger. Let me get that one back out again. And this one is 9 inches. So basically, it can be any length. Just, think of what size journal you're going to be putting this in. So I want to make today another long one, like the 9 inch. So this file folder is 12 inches long. So what I want to do is score this across at the 9 inch mark. And so I'm just going to take my pencil and mark at the 9 inch and get out my score pad here. I'm doing this standing up because for me it's easier to maneuver this file folder standing up. So I'm just going to take my score pad. Now where's my bone folder here? Let's see. Here we go. And just go along the 3, it's 3. That's where the 9 inch mark is, if that makes sense. Just going along my mark all the way down. And then I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on this side, just so you get a good line. All right, I'm going to move that out of the way. Bring this back over. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to fold this up. And that is going to be, move some of this out of the way. That is going to be where your pockets are. Let me show you on my example here. These pockets. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So from there, what you're going to do is you're going to take this first side and fold it almost to the center, just a little teeny bit off to the left. And we're going to put a crease right along the side there. Make sure it's straight. Get that going down there. It's kind of thick, right? And do that one. And then what's going to happen is if we fold this the same all the way to the edge, it might not close exactly even. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold the first side over and then take out your score pad again. And if you don't have a score pad, it's no big deal. Just make sure you have a straight line with a good crease. And we're going to mark right along the edge of this. And we're going to fold that in. Let me see. Let me move this out of the way again. I'm going to fold that in. If I can see where the line is. There it is. Get that on the side. Move my ephemera out of the way. It's jumping around here. Now, if you see what's happening is this little edge, this little tab is a little bit too big. So I'm just going to cut that off. And, you know, I think it depends on the file folder you use, because file folders a lot of times have the tab at different different places on the file folder. You know what I mean? Some are in the middle, some are on the other end. Let me cut this off at the bottom here. Just a second. Get that little guy off. All right, move that out of the way. So now, excuse me, we have a file folder, and it should fold exactly the same, which it does. So I'm just going to take this and get some good creases. All right, now from here, so if you see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are going to be our pockets. Now what we're going to do first is open this up, and we're going to cut right along the outer 2 edges. So let me get my scissors again. I'm just going to go up this side just to the fold line, and that is my 9-inch line, meaning how tall I'm going to want my ephemera holder to be. So those 2 are cut, right? Now this center one, there's the line for the actual center of the file folder. What we're going to do is we're going to cut just a teeny bit to the right of that line and a teeny bit to the left. And I'll show you why in a second. Because what happens is if you didn't do that and you just cut without leaving this little space, when they fold up, it gets a little crowded right there and it doesn't fold flat. So that is the way to solve that. So these 2, this thing boings around. These 2 are going to be your interior pockets. I'm going to take the outer 2 and fold to the outside. Okay, so you've got the beginnings of your folio. Yay! Now, what I want to do with this particular one, like I did with this one here, is I want to make it grungy. And as you can see on that, I've torn all the way around all of the edges with, not with, you know, as, what am I trying to say here? I've just torn around all the edges. So I am going to do that with this particular file folder. And so I am going to speed up the camera so you don't have to watch me tearing file folders for 20 minutes. So hang with me and I will be finished in just a second. Okay, so there you have it. And obviously this is a totally optional step. The first one that I made was more with clean lines, you know, just around the edges and straight, no, you know, no torn edges. But this one that we're gonna make today, I want to grunge up. And to me, nothing says grunge like a bunch of distressing and, you know, ripped edges and that kind of stuff. So here we have it. Yay! Now, here comes the fun part. For both of the other two that I made, got a bunch of different scrapbook paper. And I like varying patterns and looks. Don't use cardstock. That's the only thing that I have to say, because I think when you layer the cardstock on top of a file folder, it's going to get really thick when you start folding it up. So what we're going to do is, and I did this off camera also, is all of my strips I tore to be just about maybe a ½ inch smaller than my file folder. And so, you know, you can use all the same pattern. Like I said, I like to do different patterns. I just like the interest that it gives the page. And so I did a bunch of different patterns. And as you can tell, I have a theme going here, which I'm very excited about. And so I have a total of probably 12 strips. And if you look at your folio, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side. So a total of 8. But that's because I like to layer. I did 2 on this particular one right here, as you can see. So I did do a little bit of layering on that. So now comes the fun part. Forgetting all that tearing, even though I do like to tear, granted. And so let's just grab some of my strips and we're gonna go for it here. So remember, it's gonna be like this. So this is gonna be my front cover. This is the interior. All right, so let's just have at it. I don't know what to do. We'll just do that one right there. Now, one thing to remember is you're going to have a pocket fold up right here. So if you have a graphic where there's a picture, you don't want it, because it's going to get covered. So just make sure that it's, you know, up where you can see it. So we're going to do that. All right, let me get out my glue stick and I'm going to just go around the edge. This is some scrapbook paper that is two-sided, as you can tell. This is paper that I've had for a really long time. So I'm gonna move that up because, like I said, the bottom is going to be covered up. Now, since it's going to be grungy, I don't mind that some of the, you know, edges are going onto the other panel. That's fine with me. Oh, and then, oh, look at that one. And as you guys can tell, I did distress the edges here. I did a combination of walnut stain and black soot. Reason being, you know, I like the contrast that those darker colors, and especially the black, you know, just makes this pop. So we're going to put that one right there. It's hard to do all of this in frame. And that is my goal, you guys, is to stay in frame. I hope I'm doing that today. I'm going to stand up here in a second just to make sure, because once I get going, you know, I'm like, oh, I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing here. Okay, so there's that one. Oh, that looks so good, you guys. Looks really good. Okay, now let's do something else. So in addition to this, you know, the scrapbook paper, I had some old wallpaper, which I think is fabulous. And I also tore up a couple dictionary pages. So let's do, I don't know what we're going to do. Let's just pick one. We'll do a dictionary page. Okay. There's really no rhyme or reason to this. It's just whatever pleases you. Do you guys like the grunge look as much as I do? I just absolutely love it, because I feel that grunge can still be pretty and feminine, and you know, that's my goal whenever I do something grungy, is I still like to make it look pretty. All right, what are we going to do on this last one here? I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to use that one. I don't know. I really don't know, you guys. So we'll just do this one. All right. So I'm going to get that going there. Get a good amount of glue on there. We're going to put that right up there. Okay. Now we're going to do the other side. Let's see, how am I doing this here? Okay, those fold in, and there is that. So let's add one on this side. And I don't know. Okay, I'm thinking out loud here. I like this image, and this was from the graphics fairy, and it was one image, and I just tore it in half because I think that that's cool. So I want this to be on the front and on the back. So we're just going to go with it. Okay. So, all right. That's my plan. That is the plan. And you guys, I've got a lot of really exciting things coming up on my channel, and I will tell you about them very soon. I am so excited. Oh, it's so fun. It's so fun, and I hope you guys are come along with me to share in my excitement and all the cool things that I got coming up. So I hope you guys are with me. All right, now we're going to do the back. I don't know, you guys. I am addicted to these. And as you guys know from my postcard and ephemera show haul, I got a boatload of ephemera. That was so much fun. Ooh. Okay, so now we've got, let's see, is that right? Yeah, that makes sense. So, yep, that looks good. Okay, so now we've got just these two panels here, and let's do wallpaper on one. That looks great. And this wallpaper, you guys, is really not thick at all. So it's almost you know, thus they call it wallpaper. I just thought of that. Oh man, Pam, you got to be smarter than the wallpaper. But it is. It feels just like paper. And that's cool. So it's not going to add any bulk to the pages. All right, and the last one, let's do that. Oh, that looks so good. All right. Now, as you can see, I do have some leftovers, but we might go back and add some layers because it's all about the layering, you guys, and the pattern mixing in my book. Love to do that. I absolutely love it. All right, so there's the beginning. Now, as you guys can see, we've got some little pockets. So we're going to need to do the same thing for that. Now, what I did beforehand is I took some of the same papers and I just tore them into little bits, except this one, this is Edith Holden. And I thought, oh, I got to use Edith Holden. So I tore 4 little bits to fit on these pockets. Now, another thing that I wanted to call your attention to, and this is something that's totally optional, you could create an additional pocket right here. And let me show you. I did do that in my first folio right here. See, along with the, you know, the clean lines, there's a pocket there, and then there's additional pockets in the back. Now, my second one, I didn't do that. And I think they both look equally as fabulous. So that's just something to think about. This one, I don't think I'm going to. I don't have any cardstock, but I would use cardstock if you wanted to make an additional pocket right here, because it would be sturdier than, you know, more of the flimsy scrapbook paper. All right, so I'm going to put that right there. And I like, another thing that I like with the grungy look here is, do you see what I got going here? I got some of the edges that are sticking out, and you know, they're not exactly even with the edges. I like that. I think that's cool. All right, so what one are we going to put right here? I don't know. Let's do that one. Why not, right? Okay. Now that one looks a little too small, meaning I got a lot of the file folder, so I might put something right here, the layering effect. And then the same with the Edith Holden page here. All right. I hope you guys are having a wonderful crafty day. I always am. Whenever I'm crafting, it's a wonderful day. Okay, and then this one, oh, last one, that looks good. Oh, this is so cool. All right, now we've got the beginnings of our folder. Well, not the beginnings, we're really kind of coming together here. So what do you guys think about some layering? I don't know. I really like this whole deal that I got going on here, so I don't know if I want to cover up any of the graphics with some, what am I trying to say? With some layering pieces. But I think I'm going to. Just on maybe this edge here, I think that looks really good. And then so we're gonna distress that. Let me get this out here. See, this is as you go crafting, you know, because I always have an idea in my head, but then when it comes to putting it together, you know, things change, and sometimes, you know, the finished product is not quite what you envision, but it's close. It always is close. All right, so I'm gonna put that right along there. And I love that. And maybe, just maybe, here's a thought. I'm gonna have it fold over. Oh yeah, baby. Look at that. Adding to the whole grunginess of that. That looks cool. That looks really cool. Okay, let's see, more layers. More layers. Do I like that on there? Or do I like that on there? I think I like that on there. Yep. All right, we're going to put that on there. Oh, and you guys will see these in the future. I have some specific projects that I'm making these for. Not that they're not pretty on their own, because they are, but I've got a specific purpose for these, and I'm really excited about it. So I went through all my stuff, and I'm like, okay, I gotta find some cool stuff here for my projects. No, see, now me, just being me, I don't want a dictionary page next to a dictionary page. So, I don't know. Let's see, what else do we have here? I like that, but there again, it's a little too wide. So we're gonna just distress this puppy up. And then I'm gonna use, let me see, where's my black soot? This little guy, just because I love that, the way it pops with the black on the border, and I just take it right around the edges. You know, so it's not like a big glob like I just did right there. I don't like that, so I'm gonna, easy fix, I'm gonna just tear that off, right? Okay, that looks really good. I'll put that back there. All right, we're gonna get this going. Throwing stuff all over my craft room. Stuff's falling off the table. I need a bigger craft room. But the way our house is set up, this was the only room. It's one of the spare bedrooms. So it is what it is, and it's the only room that I have available. So we're going to do this one. Do you guys like to collage too? I've always loved to collage. I know I've said that before, but this is kind of collaging. I don't know, you know, just adding some different layers and some fun patterns together. And you could really just go nuts with this, you guys, really and truly. All right, so now I just need something right here. Yep, we'll do this little guy. Pretty pages. Do you want it that way? Yeah, I think I want it that way. All right. I was checking to see if I folded it up, if I like that. I don't think I like that one, so we're going to leave that one as is, just kind of just to the end there. Now, what I've done on both of my others is I have sewn, let me get this out of the way real quick so I can show you here, all the way around the edge. And also these two interior pockets, I did this right here and right there. So that's what I'm going to do. In addition, I am going to further distress all of the edges. So I'm going to stop the camera, and if you don't have a sewing machine, what you would do is glue these two right along the side, and then the pockets right along the sides there. So hold on real quick, and I'll be right back after I do all my sewing and distressing. Okay, everybody, I am finished, and check it out. So what I did is I did sew with a decorative stitch all the way around the edge, and what I did do on the interior pockets is I sewed just a straight line right there. Now these two pockets on the outside I left open right here, and that was intentional because I want to be able to add something that maybe is a little wider than the pocket, because you know, if it sticks out, I think that that looks cool and it lends to the whole grungy vibe. So what I've done is I have gathered some goodies, and we're just going to put it together real quick. And one thing I wanted to call your attention to is, if you did not want these, and I put these back together off camera also, as a standalone, you can add them into your journal. So what you would do is you would just add this right here, your center, into your spine. Now, another thing that Dawn did at with the Book Vandal shop is her center signature here, she added some paper. And so there's some additional writing space. And so this could be a journal on its own with just some, you know, papers in the center, or it could be attached into your spine. So those are some options. And I just think this is the coolest thing ever. So let's add some goodies. Let's see what I got here. You know me and my goodies here. I am going to use that on the outside. And I am thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking. Oh gosh, there's so many pretty things. So we've got a postcard there. You know me and postcards. And then maybe an envelope right along this one right here, if that fits. Yes, it does. Like that. And I don't know. Let's see, what else do I want? What else do I want to put in here? A little Victorian trading card. And then maybe another postcard here on this side. Look at that. Oh man, does that look good or what? And then what I've done on my other two is some longer ephemera. This is a ledger page and a railroad receipt, because I like the way they kind of stick out at the top and the bottom. I think that that looks really cool, like that. And then along the front here, I'm thinking of maybe tying a Sari silk ribbon around the whole thing, like that. Getting that tight here, hold on, just a second. Putting that together like that. And then I have a gorgeous, gorgeous black and yellow, if it goes underneath the ribbon there, postcard, and then another envelope, and maybe even an Edith Holden page. I don't know if that fits all the way down. It does. Yay. Hey. So there you have it. And then, like I did on my other one, I just added, this is a clip-on earring. Or, wait a minute, I have something else. Oh, hold on, it fell down. maybe even another piece of boho trim right along the bottom there. Look at that. Oh, and of course, you know me, more is more with the bling. Okay, adding a little clip-on earring right there. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh, I just love this. I love this, love this, love this. Oh, you guys, you got to give this a try. It's so fun. So here you have it. Here's my 3 file folder ephemera holders that could also be inserts into your actual junk journal. So these could be pages in your journal or a standalone journal. Just add some pages onto the spine. So possibilities are endless, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I encourage you to just get a file folder and some scrapbook paper and just go to town. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate you, and I will see you soon in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.